My first question, pretty easy one. Um, have you ever had any negative thoughts about your body?
Absolutely.
Have I ever had negative thoughts about my body? Yes, I absolutely have.
What percentage of the day would you say that you think negatively about yourself?
I think it's honestly like it's an ongoing thing for me. And it's like it's always kind of in the back of my mind. Like even if I don't think that anybody's necessarily like looking at me, I'm still thinking about like how I am perceived in like the world and how, usually I think that people are like judging negatively or like thinking badly and they're not thinking at all.
I would say usual percentage of the day, at least 60 if not more. Like 60 is like the usual like little thoughts. Like sometimes I get kind of like insecure about like my ankles, but on more insecure days I'd probably like really dissect my face and like every part of my body, and it's just not really fun.
It used to be like 98% negative thoughts every day about my body.
It's so weird because I had a lot of them this year, and it's been such a weird year for me as far as like growth and perspective. There was a time when I was like way thinner, but there was a time when I was like, oh, my thighs are too big.
Growing up, were you ever picked on for the way you looked?
Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think I was a junior in high school and a sophomore boy told me I had birthing hips. And I was still in like size 0 clothes, but at the same time you're surrounded by all these other prepubescent girls who are still very small. I was just like, what does that mean? I remember going home and taking my clothes off and looking in the mirror and just like running my hands down my sides, like why are my hips skinnier? Why do they stick out? Why did they do that?
Well, it was mostly a mixture of my boobs are too big because when I was in high school, I think it's that my body wasn't growing with my chest as fast and my nose was too big for my face. So I had this gigantic nose and these like what looked like F cups on a tiny little girl's body. And so that's when I started covering up, and I never wore any t-shirts or stuff that showed cleavage, which is kind of why you probably have seen me in high neck shirts a lot.
Actually it started from a really young age. I would say like, I don't know, 9 or 10. I was born in the Philippines and I moved here when I was 9, or I moved to San Francisco when I was 9, not LA. And I started 4th grade, my first day of school, and I was bullied really bad. And at the time I had really bad teeth because my mom just couldn't afford like good dental stuff back in the Philippines, and I was getting like more dentist appointments now that I was in San Francisco. But so I had the time when I had really bad teeth, like I would have like black spots and but they weren't my adult teeth. They've all fallen out now, so, but yeah. And so a lot of people would call me like, oh, you're really ugly and you have like really bad teeth, and I don't know, just really hurtful comments. And obviously with that comment of like, oh, your teeth are really ugly, I don't want to smile. Or like if I'm smiling, I would cover my mouth, which sucks.
It really has to do with my chest, most of it. But that's really the main thing that was talked about body-wise. Otherwise, bullying had to do with my voice and how high-pitched it was and blah, 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 but your short film's not about that, so.
Well, it kind of is. It's just about being a woman in general and how people tell women to not be things.
Yeah.
All the time, to not want things, to not talk too loud, be too big.
Yeah.
It's like everything.
Yeah.
So it kind of is a part of it.
I can certainly relate to that. It's mostly being different, not physically, but just yourself, your internal self. You should have been different, or you shouldn't talk like that, you shouldn't laugh like that, your voice is too high pitched, that stuff. It's still said to younger people that I know, and I find it really sad because it stays with you.
In your words, what do you think makes someone beautiful?
It's the light inside of you. It's what comes through in the eyes and the smile and what you're passionate about. When you're talking about something you're passionate about, a person is never more beautiful.
The way they treat others. I think outer beauty is, of course, it's, you know, it's nice and it's cool to be pretty and be seen as pretty, but I think being beautiful is being kind to others, making sure you show the other person that they matter and letting their light shine and encouraging them. I think that's beautiful.